Welcome to today's episode of Behind the Simple.Honest.Design, where we show you all of the details that we couldn't quite get to on the episode. This week we're at my mom's house where we designed her design dilemma, which is this big blank wall that runs right next to her driveway. I'm going to show you guys what we did. Come a little closer. Instead of what you would normally do on a big blank wall, which is to get some larger shrubs or trees to kind of cover up that space, we went with some planters so that there would be height not only against the wall but also running through the center of the garden design. So we kind of viewed those as their own separate gardens within themselves, but also something that has to coordinate with the rest of the garden as well. So we put in evergreen shrubs into each one of these containers and then put pops of Creeping Jenny, which has a chartreuse color, and then one of my favorite summer annuals, which is Vinca. And this is, it's not blooming right now, but you can see on the side, and we'll show you a little more later, they're a really deep magenta pink color, which is really gonna pop and look beautiful against all the other colors that we've used here. Now we have 3 planters. 2 of the planters have yellow drift roses in the front, which you can see here, and then the planter in the center has what's called an apricot drift rose. It has a peachy to pink kind of a color to it. It fades to pink to give it some contrast. Now in between the groups of drift roses in the containers, we use more perennials and seasonal color. I love these light blue salvia. They're one of my mom's favorites and I love them too. They add that spiky texture, but they also add a color that we didn't have that blends with everything else. The chartreuse, the light blue color, the magentas, they all just blend together really well. And then again, remember we had that chartreuse color in the containers and we pulled that down into the sweet potato vine, which is here in front. And once this is grown, these will spill over the front of the wall and just make the whole thing look like it's really full, which I'm super excited about. It's gonna take some time for that to happen. And I think that's really it. We also have one more plant, which is the limelight hydrangea, and that's gonna bloom a white cone-shaped flower all through the summer, starting around mid-June, and it'll go all summer, and then finally in the fall they'll finish and they turn a little bit of a green color, so they go from white into a green. So as you can see, we've got a full spectrum of colors happening in this garden, tons of height and texture, but in the end it's something that can last in the hot afternoon sun, but it's also easy to maintain, as well as we keep the weeds under control and keep that mulch in and keep it watered. So I think that's it for this episode of Behind the Simple Honest Design.